J.K. Dobbins was a godsend for fantasy owners in 2020. The former Buckeye was a cheap running back being drafted in the late 6th round, whose season started off slow, but if you held on, was well worth the wait. Dobbins went on to finish the season with 6 straight games with a touchdown, which earned him RB17 in standard leagues, RB21 in half-point PPR, and RB24 in full-point PPR. Looking forward to 2021, J.K. Dobbins has 2 of the most important elements that fit the mold of being a top 10 fantasy running back: situation and talent. Today, I'm going to be breaking down why I believe J.K. Dobbins will easily be a top 10 fantasy running back. Let's start with the first major key point. I love his current situation. Last season, the Baltimore Ravens drafted Dobbins in the 2nd round, even after Mark Ingram ran for 1,000 yards and scored 15 touchdowns the year prior. Throughout the season, Ingram slowly faded out of the offense, and Dobbins' workload steadily increased. In Dobbins' first 6 games, he averaged 4.2 carries for 25 rushing yards and scored 2 touchdowns. Over the next 9 games, Dobbins averaged over 12 carries a game, 72 yards, and scored 7 touchdowns while averaging 6 yards per carry. Mark Ingram is now officially out of the picture, which leaves Gus Edwards. Of course, Edwards will take some work away from Dobbins, but can you name a backfield that doesn't have an annoying second running back? Christian McCaffrey in Carolina, Saquon Barkley in New York, Zeke in Dallas, and Derrick Henry in Tennessee, those are the only 4 backfields where they get the majority of the work. Everyone else is sharing the workload with another running back. My biggest concern was that Gus Edwards would be the bigger goal line back, but the stats show Dobbins was more effective in the red zone than Edwards was in 2020. J.K. Dobbins inside the 20 had 25 carries for 8 touchdowns, while Edwards also had 25 carries, only scored 6 touchdowns. Inside the 10-yard line for Dobbins, he had 13 carries, scored 8 touchdowns. Edwards, 17 carries, only 4 touchdowns. J.K. Dobbins inside the 5-yard line had 8 carries, scored 7 touchdowns. So he was 7 for 8 from within the 5-yard line on touchdowns. Edwards, on the other hand, had 9 carries, only scored 3 touchdowns. The Ravens have led the NFL in team rushing attempts the past 2 seasons, while also finishing top 3 in rushing touchdowns. I can't see a way that changes in 2021. Last year, the Ravens ran the ball over 550 times. There are plenty of carries for J.K. Dobbins to cross the 200-250 attempt threshold. Now I'm going to show you just how special J.K. Dobbins is on film. J.K. Dobbins has 3 skills that make him special. Number 1, his vision. Number 2, his acceleration and quickness. And number 3, his open field moves and his elite balance. First, let's check out Dobbins' vision. On this play here, he's going to take the counter and look like he has a wide open hole up the middle, but it's not that simple. So if we watch the All-22 film, J.K. Dobbins is going to take the handoff, bounce it left, and he has 2 choices. At this moment, he has to pick between going to the red route, which would be between the pulling right tackle and the pulling center, or bouncing it up the middle. On this play, if Dobbins were to take the red route, he would run right into a defender where the offensive lineman, blocks right into the hole. Dobbins has enough reaction time to plant his foot in the ground and cut it up the middle, and look what he does at the second level. He accelerates away from any linebackers and makes a dude miss in the secondary. On this play here, Lamar Jackson and Dobbins are going to run a read option. Jackson's going to hand it off, which gets TJ Watt to bite on the fake. Now it's J.K. Dobbins versus 1 defender. J.K. Dobbins has 2 choices here. He can either try to bounce it outside and beat the linebacker, or knowing that he's a lot quicker than a linebacker, cut against him, make him fall, and get a good gain up the middle, which is exactly what he does on this play. Now let me show you a play inside the red zone. J.K. Dobbins is going to take the handoff up the middle, and it looks like he has a wide open hole straight up the gut. But surprise, the linebacker pops up. So what does J.K. Dobbins do? He either has to go head on with this linebacker, or he has to pop it outside. He does a nice jump cut to the outside, breaks the tackle, and walks into the end zone. Now let's focus on Dobbins' speed and acceleration. On this next play here, Dobbins is going to get the handoff and take it outside. Look at the burst to get around number 41, and the balance to stay up from his ankle tackle. I mean, not a lot of running backs can bounce this outside and just get completely by number 41 and cut up field and break the tackle all in one. This play isn't anything crazy, but there's 2 separate occasions on this run that make me excited about his acceleration and burst. Firstly, when he gets right through the line of scrimmage, he takes off. Then he gets to the secondary, does a 2-foot jump cut, where he doesn't get past the safety. But the fact that he doesn't lose any speed when he makes this cut really impresses me. On this play here, J.K. Dobbins is going to come in motion and then get the jet sweep handoff. He's going to then take it outside, and number 47 has no shot to get Dobbins. Dobbins is just way too quick to where 47 has no pursuit angle, can't cut him off anywhere, and has to just trail behind him. Here's another similar play. Dobbins gets the handoff and bounces it outside. Number 58 literally has no chance to get Dobbins. Dobbins then breaks a tackle in the secondary and barely gets pushed out of bounds. And finally, let me show you J.K. Dobbins' open field moves and balance. On this play here, Dobbins is going to catch the pass out of the backfield and he's going to stiff arm this guy straight into the dirt. There's a penalty for a face mask on the play, and I thought it was on Dobbins at first, but it's actually on the defender. So Dobbins stiff armed this guy while getting face masked. On this play, Dobbins is going to make something out of nothing. He's going to get to the line of scrimmage, have nowhere to go, cut off tackle, and do a nice spin move, and almost score a touchdown. You can see from this angle, Dobbins gets to the line, has nowhere to go, does a nice spin move, and like I said before, almost scores that touchdown if he could just get past that last defender. Here, Dobbins is going to come out of the backfield and catch a little dump-off pass from Lamar Jackson. He's going to make not one, not two, but 3 defenders miss. It's not a crazy play, but the fact that he has this little short burst jump cuts everywhere and can, pick up acceleration and make more guys miss is really impressive. This play here does a great job of showing Dobbins' strength and balance. He's going to take the handoff, get to the second level, and he's going to push a pile, spin off the pile, and keep going. This is what makes Dobbins so special. He's only 5'9", 209 pounds, but he has the balance of Nick Chubb and a lot of elite running backs. Here's another great play. On the speed option, Jackson is going to pitch it to Dobbins. Dobbins is going to get to the outside, make a hard cut up field, and look at the hit he takes. He absorbs this hit, stays on his feet, and continues to run for a first down. This is really special balance. It really is. He reminds me so much of Maurice Jones-Drew and just being so little, but yet so compact, so strong, and has such great balance. This is what J.K. Dobbins can do when he puts all his skill set together. He takes the handoff up the middle. He's patient. He bursts through the hole. He gives 57 a strong stiff arm, and he's gone. He pulls away from the defense and scores the 70-plus yard touchdown. There's not many NFL running backs that can get away from the pile like he did. Lastly, I just want to show you some of his goal line plays. I'm not going to break them all down, but I want to talk about why he's so valuable in the red zone. A defense that is going against the Ravens has to worry about Lamar Jackson. His speed and agility is so elite. So if Baltimore wants to run the read option and the linebacker or DN sticks with Lamar, Dobbins typically just has to beat one defender to the outside or to the pylon, which Dobbins wins that race most times. And what's so great about Dobbins is he's not afraid to go up the middle. He's not afraid to run a dude over, run a linebacker, a lineman, whatever it takes to get in the end zone. I mean, I'll show you multiple plays here where, he runs up the middle and powers in for a touchdown. What you're looking at right now is RotoWorld's early fantasy rankings in half-point PPR leagues. Outside the top 3 guys, there is a ton of question marks that I can make for each of them. Alvin Kamara without a quarterback, Saquon Barkley coming back from injury, Aaron Jones, who knows what's going to go on with him, with A.J. Dillon being there. Ezekiel Elliott had a bad year last year. Nick Chubb's really good. Austin Eckler's a question mark himself. Cam Akers, Jonathan Taylor. So many players that are so unknowns to where, based on J.K. Dobbins' situation and how talented of a player I think he is, I think he's locked to really be in the 7, 8, 9 RB range this year. Easily. Alright, and that was the video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel, as I'll be bringing fantasy content all summer long. And if you're interested in the NFL draft, I've done some scouting reports on Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, and Mac Jones. So if you're interested in those, they'll be in the link below or in the description above. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.